Be a part of it. New York, New York. That's actually Jersey, but I think right now what we're seeing in New York City, it kind of resembles like the rest of the housing market that we're seeing sort of ripple throughout the entire United States, where somebody actually described it as a bit of a mosh pit market. Pretty much week over week, 50 to even 100%, or even sometimes over, we're seeing a very, very steady uptick in demand and the amount of absorption that's happening in the market. So it's very telling on what we're going to be expecting, I think, in the next coming months, with being my primary concern around inventory as a whole. Right now, we saw, as of last year, a bit of a pandemonium, I'd like to call it, where everyone was striking a deal. Now you're going to find that those are a little bit more far and few between. So I think it's really important for people to strike while it's still hot, because that sort of gap is now narrowing each month as we get into the hotter months. And look around us. The market's hot. People are out. The pandemic seems to be really dwindling in the sense of everyone's fear of how it's impacting their daily lives. I think we've all learned to adapt. The distribution for the vaccine has been pretty much amazing, where a third of New Yorkers now have it, and it's just giving us a renewed sense of confidence again.
Yeah,
in
the confidence is here. I think there's definitely cautious optimism right now. There's, obviously the vaccine, schools reopening, a lot of other things kind of going back to normal. We're much better equipped to handle something like this these days, so versus last year, same time. So I see us getting into a hot market just like the rest of the country. Certain parts of New York will remain kind of stagnant, parts with oversupply or just bad inventory in general. But right now we're looking at demand coming back in a big way. The city is opening offices for employees in first week of May. So that's going to signal to the rest of the kind of business community that it's time to get back to work. If you have 60 to 70% of your workforce vaccinated, you can go back to your office. You could probably go back to your office without masks. So I think we're going to see kind of these hybrid work from home models for the rest of the year, but largely many businesses want their employees in the office. There's a lot of businesses that run a lot better when people are in the same room collaborating versus over a Zoom or a conference call or something. So look for a kind of movement back into the city for work. Look for it not to be fully open full time quite yet. There's definitely going to be some bumps in the road, but I foresee the city being largely back to normal by this time next year and pretty much partially open for the rest of the year.